everybody. Welcome back to How Come. This week's episode is late because, life, it's tough these days and you get it. But this week's episode is a lot of fun. We are talking about hypocrisy. We're talking about advice. We are talking about sex after a long-term relationship. A lot of stuff. It's a super fun episode. Something else I was going to tell you, but I don't remember. Honestly, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that in the unedited version because all three of us, me and the two guests, have ADD or ADHD. So if you want to listen to the unedited version, go to patreon.com/howcome for all of our asides and a full video unedited. But it's a really fun conversation. You guys are going to love this episode. Today's guests are two comedians, Joey Dardano, who you might recognize from Remy's Comedy Club. He is a comedian, actor, TikTok enthusiast, and host of the podcast Help from a Hypocrite. He's been featured in Vulture and in every single one of his mother's Facebook posts. That's what I was going to say. I went viral on TikTok this week, and it was amazing, but I'll tell you more about that in a second. Irene Morales is our second guest. She is a New York City-based comedian, writer, and actor who performs regularly at New York Comedy Club. She co-created, wrote, and starred in the series We Don't Know with comedian Henry Foley, very funny, and has a weekly podcast called Dear Nana, Advice from an Idiot. She also played the funny friend in an indie feature film called Asking for It, which is streaming on Amazon Prime. Thanks to Manscaped for supporting How Come. Manscaped is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, offering precision. Thanks to Manscaped for supporting How Come. Manscaped is the best in below-the-waist grooming, and they offer precision-engineered tools to provide you with the best experience. So to get 20% off and free shipping off your order, use promo code HOWCOME at manscaped.com. Big shout out today to Helix Sleep. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz and they'll match you to a mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. Find your perfect mattress at helixsleep.com/howcome. You're going to love this episode. It's a lot of fun.
How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz.
All right, you guys, please welcome my guests, Joey Dardano.
Yeah.
And Irene Morales.
Woo.
Woo.
Two so very different. Woo.
Woo. Two so very different, but two so very funny, two so very exciting, two so very self-aware comics with amazing podcasts. Joey's podcast is Help from a Hypocrite, and Irene's podcast is Nana, Advice from an Idiot.
Yeah.
The names of the podcasts I like very much because they are what most podcasts should be called.
Hell yeah.
So welcome to our idiot and hypocrite.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. I love these titles because I feel like we've got so many podcasts out there that are like, we're going to help you. And it's kind of like, well, who are you to...
Oh yeah. I'm operating from the position that no one knows what the fuck they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm also operating from that position. And yeah, anyone who says they have it figured out is totally full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're
lying.
They're lying. Yeah. And Robin and I, before this, were talking about how we're just living in a place and time of extreme hypocrisy. Everybody who's being stay home for COVID is off on private jets right now, in the Bahamas.
Yeah. I mean, in their defense, the jets are private. So that's
I'm it's safe.
Joey always sounds like a radio announcer from the 40s.
The jets are private. And if you stay tuned, we're going to get 50% off of mattresses from Mattress Boy. Mattress Boy, right there at the corner of Delancey and
Mattress Avenue.
Keep going, you freak. Joey and I are both half Cuban, but we're on the opposite ends of Joey is if Coke was personified here. And I'm just like Cuban Daria, like smoking like I'm like those goth Latinas that you hear about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have an Cuban American culture on this podcast.
I mean, it's very simple. The whole thing, it's shame. It's you should be ashamed of yourself all the time. How dare you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and on top of that, you add the Catholic
Right.
guilt. Oh, guilt and shame. My two. One for each ball. It ruins sex.
Well, okay, so that's interesting because I feel like we've talked about guilt and shame from the religious standpoint a lot. And Irene, you were like, I think of it as like universe or whatever. And Joey, you were like, I'll say God, but like God doesn't necessarily mean a guy or a girl or a human entity. It's like whatever. It's like a vibe.
Yeah.
It's just something that's got eyes on me.
Yeah.
For real.
While I'm masturbating.
I don't know. God for me is a little tough. The older I've gotten, I went through like a huge phase when I've lived in New York for 8 years now. And like in the beginning, I was like, I don't got to go to fucking church on Sunday. I'm just going to be nursing a hangover, motherfucker. But then like over time, I've been like, I don't know. Like I get why people follow it. I don't want to follow it like how my mom does, which is like, I mean, she's like so devout to the point where like I told her, I was like, I have a new girlfriend. And she was like, well, I hope she goes to church is what she says. Yeah. That's like one of the first fucking things she says.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. You should maybe worry if she's nice to me than anything else. Worry if she's cool. I've met a lot of shit people who go to church every week.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of shit people.
Also, like nice to me and goes to church. Like these are impossible standards.
Yeah, Mom, it's you get one. Okay. Is she great? Is she smart? Is she beautiful? Goes to church. Thinks I'm attractive. That's a huge fifth one. And they usually don't mesh with any of the other ones.
Joey, is this the girl from Harvard?
Yes.
Wait, Joey, is this the girl that did the Remy's Comedy Club live show with us? That you were on a date with?
Oh my God. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, she is.
Wow.
On our very first date, an hour into this date, we're sitting in a park in Williamsburg, and I have Remy's live at 9 p.m. and we've been together for an hour. At 8:45, I go, hey, I know we just met, and this is going to sound stupid, but I have a show to do on my phone that it's like too late to cancel, kinda. It'd be rude. So there's one or two things I could do. One, I can walk away for 8 minutes and just pray that you're still here. And then she goes, or I can just do it with you. I didn't even say the second choice. She's like, I could just do the show.
Yeah.
And it was cool. She just became my girlfriend like 2 weeks ago. I like that later that night. You're like, did you guys kiss? And I'm like, hey, absolutely. Yes, we did.
Oh my God. And she's your girlfriend?
Aww.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
So
she's nice.
Cute. Well, okay. So I feel like we've talked about guilt and shame from the religious standpoint a lot and how it's like been like, oh, that's not been the best.
Yeah.
But I feel like we haven't given enough credit due to like the positive sides of religion.
Yeah.
And there was a story that Irene told on actually your very first episode of Help from a Hypocrite about how religion was super helpful in your life.
For sure. So I was born with spinal meningitis, which I was basically paralyzed from the neck down. And they told my mom, and she was obviously like wrecked. And she, in a very like Cuban Catholic moment, offered me to I'm translating it, the Virgin of Miraculous Miracles. Which like, if you're not Catholic, the Virgin has like different apparitions. So there's like the Virgin of Guadalupe, and she looks like a very certain way. And then there's like the Virgin of Fatima, and it's just like artists' different interpretations or like renderings of it. But like the Virgin of Guadalupe is like very like, you've seen it on like t-shirts and stuff. Like it's very like a certain look. But anyway, so
Candles?
For sure. Candles, everything.
She's on candles?
Honey.
Okay.
Yeah, those tall, skinny ones.
She's got merch, honey.
She's the hot one.
They're all pretty hot, but she's like super. Yeah, she's like Virgin Chola. She's very she's serving looks, and honey, but the cool thing is that the Virgin of Miraculous Miracles is kind of like the pit bull of virgins. She's like Mr. Worldwide because
I'm gonna save you,
Dale.
Let the beat drop.
Dale, I had to explain. It's so because like Brazilians fuck with her heavy, and then like Natalie Alcar, who I know you guys know her. She also like we both have like this is a little like I'm never not wearing like some kind of a Virgin of Miraculous Miracles thing. So I mean this is too little, but like her.
And Natalie wears one
Yeah,
too?
it's so funny. I saw that. I was like, is that the Virgin of Miraculous Miracles? And she was like, and she said it in French, all cool. And I said it in Spanish like a nerd. So basically my mom offered me up to that Virgin.
What does that mean?
Save me or just kill my kid.
But like, did she like take you to a church and like leave her leave you at the steps of her feet?
That's hilarious. No, I think this was all like still in the hospital, but it's like, like, please take care of her. And I'll have, like,
it's like saying a prayer.
Yeah, it's kind of like saying a prayer, but like, it's like literally a Hail Mary, like in football kind of stuff. It was like, please do this for me. Asking.
And then how quickly did she respond?
I mean, I think we were still in the hospital. I mean, I think it was like, it was like pretty fucking quick.
What?
Yeah,
she usually gets back within 24 to 48 hours.
Oh my, yeah. Her cameo has like really high ratings.
If it's anything over 72, you get the miracle for free.
You guys are idiots. That's a good question. I should ask her what the timeline was. But yeah, it was like, we must have still been in the hospital. Yeah, I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is a fast fucking miracle.
My mom's pretty cool. She's a pretty good lady.
So she was probably up there in the prayer answering chain. Like they got one coming in from Mrs. Morales. We got to fucking skip everyone else in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
Is she a super religious woman to begin with?
Yeah, but she's not like annoying about it. Like she likes to go to church, but I think like church for her is like meditating, where I could just be like, girl, just meditate for 20 minutes. But she likes going to church. She'll pray. Like she's in like a rosary prayer group.
That's good. That sounds like it. Like she's like made it fit into her life and not be her life. There's a lot of people, especially in Florida, who I know who like church is like, that's their shit.
Yeah.
That's their like life. That's their friend group. That's their, that's all week for them. That's like all they focus on. They're watching talks and lectures and homilies on the fucking television.
Because maybe they didn't have a life before, and so this becomes everything. Whereas it's not like, okay, this is like how I like do my spiritual like meditation, or how I just like get myself back to like feeling normal. And like actually being with like a prayer group is just people who also believe. It's not like she's going out there like standing outside of abortion clinics being like, don't do this with your body because I wouldn't do it with mine or anything like that.
No, she's not. No, thank God. And I think she's also like super.
That's why she gets the miracle.
Exactly.
She's a good one.
Yeah, she's like super chill. It's actually funny. She used to have like tickets to the Dolphins and the Hurricanes. She's like very cool. Like she looks at me, she's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. She's like, what a fall from grace. And my grandmother looks at both of us like, you guys are mutants.
I like, as a Jew, like I feel, I don't know. I've never been really like super, super religious unless like someone's dying or like, or like I want something, then like it's time to pray or whatever. And like, so I always just think of God as like universe and like an energy or whatever. And I like sermons, like just about how to like live your life, but I don't like the God element in it. Like that's like, this is the person or the thing telling you what to do. So I listen to this thing very often. I don't know, you guys, if you've heard it, and it's called the Sunscreen Song.
No, but that sounds cool. Oh wait, yes, I have. Where it's like
by Baz Luhrmann.
Yes, where it's like
advice for life.
and it's like, and wear sunscreen. Which, hello, honey, I do.
Yeah. So, and that's why your skin is luminous. And why
it's a ring light. It's a ring light, and I put on moisturizer because I didn't put on any makeup. So
I've seen you up close. Anyway.
I like how that sounded. Can I tell you? Remy's like laying her dick down, like, I've seen you up close, bitch.
I've seen your skin.
We're gonna fuck in 2 minutes.
Your skin's fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Adding that prelude.
Yeah. But okay, so I listened to this song and it's by Baz Luhrmann, and it was, I think, done as like a graduation speech in like 1999, but it's all this like amazing advice of just like how to live your life. And one of the things in it is about advice, which I think applies to you guys and like your podcasts. And the quote is, "Be careful whose advice you buy, but be patient with those who supply it. Advice is a form of nostalgia. Dispensing it is a way of fishing the past from the disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling it for more than it's worth."
Oh,
fuck! That's a more smart way than any way I could possibly say what he said.
Every time Joey talks, it's like a spicy meatball with a mustache is talking. It's like,
and I'm gonna say something right here. I loved Moulin Rouge. I'm just gonna say it right now.
I'm just gonna lay it out there, plop it on the floor, little meatball, roll away.
Good. That's good.
You guys are idiots.
I like that.
I love it.
I think truly giving advice helps make your life mean anything. One of the first jokes I ever wrote, I don't remember exactly what the joke was, and the people, they didn't laugh at it. But afterwards I said, "You guys don't understand. You need to laugh. Otherwise, I was just hurt."
And did they laugh at that?
Imagine if they didn't. Imagine if they fucking didn't. I'm like, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
I mean, some crowds are gnarly like that and they just aren't feeling it. You know what I mean?
Okay, I do. I just do want to talk about this quote for a second because I like it because it's like, be careful whose advice you buy. And it's not necessarily saying like it's bad advice, but it's just like when you're listening to advice, like just take it as nostalgia from the other person, because really what they're doing is like anytime I have tried to give advice to somebody, I'm really just looking for an excuse to like tell my own old stories and like moon over them and like fantasize about, you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what everybody else is doing. And it's like, yeah, you're fishing the past out from a garbage disposal. You're painting over these ugly parts that are like all the shit that you actually had to go through. And then you're giving this one little gold nugget that it's like, this is the advice. But you can't have that for everybody because it eliminates, well, what did it take to get you to that point? Who are you as a person? You know, like there are so many types of advice that we can give on this podcast or people can give on dating podcasts or mental health podcasts where it's like, this is what you got to do. Like, this is a red flag and this is a deal breaker. And it's like, well,
holy shit, you sound like all of them.
Is it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
I know that when I've ever given anybody advice, and I'm going to say this right now, aside from the show, no one has ever explicitly asked me to help them with anything because they look at me for 2 seconds and they're like, "You don't got it." And but whenever I've given advice, it truly just proves to me that like I've learned something from living. Like, you know, like when you go through your life and you like look back, like right now I'm looking back at like Corona time. I'm thinking about what I thought I was going to get done in March.
Right.
I was going to practice guitar 30 minutes every day, writing 30 minutes a day, my music 30 minutes a day. So that like I could at least leave like Spanish. I had like a lineup and it was truly, I gave myself like, I don't know, 2.5 hours of like maybe homework a day. In the beginning, no one was working.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make it productive. And then at the end I got like, none of it is like this long-term sustainable thing. Like, but that's like a lesson that I fucking had to learn, I guess, by living through those 8 months. The 8 months suck. And
you're not going to do anything you said you were.
No, I'm going to do it now, but now I know how I have to do it, which is like actually block out my time. I treat myself. If I do something that I need to do, I eat a piece of chocolate and you know, I fucking try to reward my brain for doing things that are tough.
I had Dave Ross on my podcast like in April and he talked about, he's like, we are going through a traumatic experience. He goes, we are experiencing trauma right now. So if you don't finish your screenplay or like get abs, like give yourself a fucking break.
Yeah.
I feel like the pandemic has been like fertilizer on any kind of, like, if you're depressed, it's like, it's like fucking, this shit has been like steroids. So, but I get it, Joey. I mean, I was also like, oh, I'm going to do that. And then there's days where I'm like, I don't even know if I'm getting out of bed today.
I would say that's the only like universal advice that anyone can give right now is like, be easy on yourself, because we're all going through it. Like there's really nothing else that you could ever be like, okay, like everyone should do this. But like right now it's like everyone should be a little easier on themselves.
I guess it is still tough though to follow that advice or like really listen to that, because for me, it's been almost a full year of this. And I'm like disappointed in myself for not like after all this time finding a way around it and being more productive. But I still have I had a couple, like a month or so ago, or a couple months,
what is time?
Like, what is time anymore? You know, how many times during the pandemic
have you said the other day, like, referring to March?
Yeah, a long time. But there was a phrase that came into my head that I thought, I was like, it was like 12 p.m. 12 a.m. I guess it was like midnight, and I was like, just playing video games and like trying to make the day pass. And I'm like not tired because all I did was sit in my room and look at screens, so I can't fall asleep. And the thought that came across my head was, wow, some days are meant to be lived and others are just meant to be survived.
Ooh.
Wow.
I thought that.
You thought that out of your own head?
A smart thing. I said a smart thing, baby. Said a smart thing. But yeah, that's kind of how I've been operating. I know it's a very sad thought, you know. It's like, because it just kind of like makes
Remy and I are both shaking our head. No, it's not a sad thought. It's a very true thought. You fucking nailed it. And if it makes you feel better, I've also been kicking myself with my podcast. I've been a disaster about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm mad at myself for being a disaster about it, even though, you know.
Yeah. I've been a disaster in that there are episodes that will go out 4 days after they were supposed to.
Yeah, me too.
And then I feel this like need to just like scramble and like apologize to the audience and be like, this is what was happening this week. And this is what, and it's just kind of like, I think everyone understands.
Yeah.
Like to a certain extent.
I've done the same exact thing where like in maybe like 3 different intros, I've been like, you know, it came out late because sometimes life just like catches up to you. But, you know, we'll never do it again. And then like next week, it doesn't come out on Tuesday. And I'll be like, I don't want to lie to you guys. I'm a little fucking dumb. Okay. I screw up constantly. All right. Yeah. But I love you and stick with me. The next week, I'm like, okay.
No, and it's human. It's like, it's very disturbing for me to see the people that are like high functioning right now. And like, they're not, like maybe underneath it all, like there's so much crying and snot too, but yeah, I don't know. There was a yoga class I used to take, and the woman used to walk around and she'd go, compare and despair, my friends. And I was like, that's true. That's true. Cause I
love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause you don't know someone's journey, and no 2 journeys are the same. However, I do think compare and despair is some very sound advice for anyone. Also sound advice that I can give, like that I'm sure of, is, okay. So on this podcast, I recommend a lot of things, and usually they're things that I like that are specific to me. Other people like them too because they happen to work for them as well. But some of them it's like not guaranteed because it's not like customizable. However, this next thing I'm about to tell you is very customizable, and that's the whole great thing about it, is that no 2 of these things are the same because everything is customized to you. If you are a longtime listener to the fan, you already know what I'm talking about. It's my Helix sleep mattress. It is the best mattress in the entire world that is completely customized to you and your sleep preference and your sleep style. It's also the best mattress that is created with sex in mind because it's got foam and springs in it. I love my Helix mattress so much. I can't wait to reunite with it in New York. It's just waiting there for me for this pandu to be over. And then I'll come back to it and we'll be reunited, and it'll be so much better than anything I've ever known, because sleeping on a Helix sleep mattress is like the best time of your life. Honestly, I have the best, hardest sleeps with the even better dreams because Helix, like I said, is customized to you. They have a quiz that takes just 2 minutes to complete, and it matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. So if you like a mattress that's really soft or firm, you sleep on your side or your back or your stomach, you sleep really hot. With Helix, there's a specific mattress for each and everybody's unique taste. They also designed their mattress, like I said, with sex in mind. They're hybrid mattresses with foam and springs in them. That gives you that perfect level of bounce. No sound making. I took the quiz and I was matched with the Helix Sleep Midnight because I wanted something that felt amazing in the morning. That was my thing, is my back was always hurting. And I was like, oh, I just want another soft mattress. And the quiz was like, no, you need a harder mattress. And they matched me with the Helix Sleep Midnight. And it was amazing. I mean, and it's going to be amazing when we reunite again. So if you want your own mattress from Helix, go to helixsleep.com/howcome, take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will. Helix is also offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/howcome. That is Helix, HELIX, sleep.com/howcome for up to $200 off. Go get it. I also want to tell you guys about Manscaped. I know you've seen that on my story and all of their amazing, amazing products that came in this kit. So Manscaped is the best in, they say, men's below the waist grooming. But I think everyone, I think I have used the men's kit more than Ben has, but he's used it too. And Manscaped offers precision engineered tools to provide you with the best experience. I've been having the best time. And it's the holiday season, so it's time to buy gifts. And I'm specifically talking about the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0. It includes everything you need to keep him trimmed, cut, free, and smelling nice down there. And also, you can trim yourself too. The package has the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer. It's the best trimmer on the market for your balls, butt, body, butthole. I shaved my whole crotch today, my armpits. It was awesome. It also includes the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner to maximize your ball hygiene routine. It's been smelling lovely. I literally have been just staring at Ben's balls being like, glorious, and they smell delicious. Yeah, they smell great, very attractive, helps to spice up the mood. And finally, the order comes with a new pair of boxers to keep him smelling fresh down there, or you feeling cozy. Or you wear them, It's the perfect gift for you and the other person in your life with body hair. So yeah, we received the kit. I immediately ran for the shaver because I hate razors. I get very bad razor burn. I always have. And I always thought it was just going to be I was going to be doomed. I had gotten waxed. I have gotten lasered even. And I still don't like what's going on. But with a trimmer, I'm obsessed. Because it doesn't do anything to your skin. It doesn't make any ingrowns. So that's great. Ben's been using it for his beard. It goes straight from beard to my crotch and then to his crotch and then to my beard. Anyway, it's a great time. And I think you guys will have a great time too, whether you're in a relationship or not. Sometimes it's best just to get sexy for yourself. It's what a time. So to get 20% off and free shipping off your order, use the promo code HOWCOME at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com with promo code HOWCOME. Okay, and also, I just wanted to say one more thing about mattresses and laying down, because I fucking love laying down so much. I do it most of my life, and we haven't talked about this TikTok that I went viral on. So, and we will right now. So, I made this joke that I was on my deathbed and it's the last time I'm seeing my sister, and I see her and then I say, is that my top? And then she runs away. Ha ha ha. Easy joke. Problem with it was that I was in the front seat of the car. And so people were like, you're not on a deathbed. You're in a car. And I was like, totally. People don't die in cars ever. No, but also it was just a stupid move on my part because this shit went so viral, or so I thought. 500,000 views. Very exciting. But then I saw a girl do my same exact video and she was in a bed instead of a car and she has 800,000 views. So I learned my lesson, and I will never get out of bed again. Hashtag bed person for life. Anyway, let's get back to the episode because it is so fun and yay.
What have been your favorite advice that someone has given on your podcast or help?
Always shake twice before you put your underwear back.
That's so funny. You're an idiot. No, I don't want to cut you off. Go. Do you have more? Are you thinking?
I'm thinking. I when I think, boy, do I really look like it.
Let him think. Irene, go for it.
I can. Yeah, I was gonna say I can. What's crazy is that no one has given the same advice.
Ooh.
And it's hard to pick a favorite. Someone said like go with the flow, and obviously that's like so like it's almost like
free bleed. Yes.
Yeah. Crazy how often we've heard it, but
right.
I feel like advice is kind of like math. No, yeah, we're like you understand it when it's being taught to you, and then when you're out like in practical application, you're like, oh no, what? And you just have to keep learning it and keep, you know what I mean? And you have
like
to like
when it's taught to you, you're like, when am I ever going to use this? Or like, we said this last episode too, and it's like very free to be you and me, but it's like, be yourself or whatever. And see, people have said that so many fucking times that I would just be like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing is, and that's what I'm learning. I guess, I don't know. I feel like this is why I call myself Nana. I'm like, as the older person here, the being yourself, the trick to that is you have to figure yourself out. And the other thing is that you're constantly figuring yourself out. Like we're all just little onion peeling back the layers. You know what I mean? So I've been a Sagittarius this whole time, but like now I'm about to be 35 and I'm still like, don't play small. Don't, just fucking,
and there are things that you have to like
be yourself, but
revisit too. Like my friend Gabby Bluestone, she was on an episode last season.
It's a great last name.
Yeah,
like the cafe.
Friend of the show,
former guest. And we've been friends since we were like 11. And we'll talk about how we have these cycles. Like every 10 years, her and I will have a similar fight that we had last 10 years ago, and we know how to approach it differently because we're older. And so it'll go a little better this time. Like maybe we'll have a falling out for like 2 months instead of a year now. But like every 10 years, it's like you come back to these cycles and then you kind of like use the stuff that you've learned on top of it, but you're still the same person. So it's not going to not happen. It's just how do you deal with it when it does happen again?
Oh yeah, totally. Like I'll always be a petty Cuban bitch. But like now I'm in therapy. Now it's like Cuban plus like therapy Jedi mind tricks. I'm like, oh, let's go. You know what I mean? Like if I say LOL, okay, know that you're fucked.
You're dead.
Know?
Yeah.
Like if I type that to you, like
I'm going through my old text, like, oh, was I fucked and I never knew it?
Yeah. No worries, period, means there's a sniper on the way.
Dude. Yeah.
Have you thought of any good advice, Joey?
No, the ADD kicked in.
You've received?
I was just thinking about what I'm going to eat. No. I did, the very first one I thought of was a be yourself one, but that's because it's come in various forms. No one has given the same advice also, because I think one of the cool things that happens when different people give their advice is it truly does show that if something just comes from you, it'll be different. I know like people say, people are like, I don't want to write a rom-com. People are like, it's different if you write it and like you don't believe it. But then someone makes a rom-com. You're like, oh, I guess it is different. People have every thought I have goes from quiet to yell, and then I have to go back to introspective. It's truly how my brain works. People have asked questions. Like the one that's coming to mind right now is there's people who've asked like a week ago on Usama's episode, someone asked, how do you make friends. Like I don't like the people I'm hanging out with, and I want to find new friends. And then another one was like, another question was, I'm 18 and about to go to college, and all of my friends like know what they're doing. You know, they're all going into like majors, and I have no idea what I'm doing. The first thing I want to tell any young person is just you wait. Everyone who you think is doing amazing, they're not.
Yeah.
You know, or their wall's gonna come. Your wall's there when you're 18, and then their wall comes when they're fucking 26 and
married with 2 kids, fucking miserable. So
Right.
Yeah. But
again,
but
the old
answer,
bitch in the corner smoking a cig.
You're like, you're gonna win for a while, but you're not gonna win forever. I'm playing the long game, motherfucker. But yeah, like the answer was always like, you just have to be yourself and live truthfully, and put yourself out there in a way. And it is different. That advice comes different from every single person because of their experience of why they learn that. Like me, person, I don't want to like go into like anyone else's advice because I don't want to like butcher it. I don't remember like 100%. But I know for me personally, when I tell someone like, be yourself, for me, it's coming from the fact that like, one, I've always like tried to be myself. And then a year later be like, I had no fucking idea who I was, but I did something and then I held on to it.
Yeah.
Being like, that is part of your personality. You love Marvel movies, motherfucker. Don't you miss one. But like, there's the idea of like getting to know yourself by like latching onto things. And then the idea of over time just being like, oh, this is how I've thought about this same exact thing for a while. I'm all over the place.
No. And because it does get like a little existential that you're like, wait, am I being this way because this is me? Like, did I genuinely find something that like is speaking to me, or am I just like, doing it until like, I figure out who me is?
Yeah.
And you won't know until you go through it. Like, that's why they always say like, you got to go through it I'm fucking up the expression now, but you have to just like go through it.
Yeah. But you know, there's like so many things that I've latched onto, like not like for a while in life, I would judge people who like did any kind of drug.
Sure.
Any kind of drug.
Yeah.
I mean, like if someone gave me weed at a party, I'd fucking smoke it because I don't want to be a bitch. Okay. But
because you're spineless. Cool.
Yeah, because I'm I hold on to all my morals and ethics unless you look like you could judge me a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Then I drop it. But that same exact thought is mixed with being someone whose internal monologue is let's fucking go 24/7. And I mean in the quarantine the past month and a half, I've done mushrooms 3 times now.
Nice.
You know, for the first time. And now I've learned like, oh, you know, that's something I like, and I never would have if I like maintained this like old fucking version of me that wasn't me. I just latched onto because being a Cuban Catholic, drugs are the literal devil trying to get up in your body.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And a lot of like trying to be yourself, I think initially is trying to be the person that you think other people are really going to like. And it's like,
sorry, that my mom's going to like.
Or that
mama's going to be proud of.
Yeah. Or like, you know, the maximum capacity of like the average person is going to like me as a person. And like, this is something that I'm going to say that's so stupid because it's about social media, but I think about it a lot. And like when I am posting something and like, it's like genuine thing that I really feel and I really like. And if I went back to revisit it, I would still like it. Like those things do the best. Whereas when I'm like trying to be like some super polished, facade-y, fancy person that I think Instagram likes, like that never does well because people can see through it.
It's crazy. I've always thought, you know how like horses can sense fear? Like if you're riding a horse, apparently like if you're scared, like they know it before you do.
Yeah.
So I feel like audiences are like that, where they like pick up, like they can tell, we've all performed and it's like a big audition or something wild. And like, you're a little bit nervous and you're like, you've taken your 2 sausage Jameson and you're like, okay, I got this. And then your friend was like, yeah, but I could still tell you were a little bit nervous. And you're like, fuck, you know what I mean? And you're like, God damn it. I thought I was playing it cool. But
yeah, anyway, we're talking about hypocrisy and stuff. And during this time, I feel that every day has been an existential crisis.
A year.
Have you guys been feeling the same thing?
Yeah, totally.
Every single day, I worry that my entire life means nothing. And that it will never get to a point where it means nothing. But then at the same exact time, I'm having the thought of like, well, you know what this whole pandemic's taught me? My life means something to a couple of people, and that's all that matters. And what's up, mama? And that's like some shit you see on fucking like E! News the next day. Like someone was on the Today Show and like
with their dick out.
Oh man,
she's so cute.
That was adorable. She's like,
she's British too.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's not my mom. It's Ben's mom.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
His mom is British.
Yeah, no, now I have to whisper. I'm like, could she hear me talking about cum? I just feel like every day has been such an existential crisis because we're talking about how to act re-COVID, how to act re-social justice. Like there are so many conversations right now that we're like, you are bad. I know you are bad or whatever. And then after you do that, you think inward and you go, am I bad?
Yeah.
That's been my whole year.
I've gotten to do a lot of this, and I do think it's because I went through a breakup at the beginning of quarantine, like literally like right there at the beginning. I've had all this time and then that situation to think about myself as a person. What about you made this fail? Did you fail to like, how did you hurt this person? How did this person hurt you? Why did that every single day up until now? Like I still like, just because I'm with a new person doesn't mean you don't like think about the last thing. You're supposed to apply from the last thing to make sure the next one's good.
Hypocrisy specific.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm thinking about ways that I fucked up in the past, telling other people not to do that. And then
I feel like so many people are hypocritical in relationships, especially because their emotions are involved. I'll never forget actually this episode of Friends where like somebody is trying to cheat and everybody's like, that's wrong. And then Chandler wants to hook up with this woman who has a boyfriend. And he's like, it's fine though, because it's me. Like that's literally like the crux of hypocrisy is being like, that's wrong. And then like when it comes to you, it's like, well.
Yeah.
I think the reason why we're still in this pandemic is because of hypocrisy. I think everyone's like, well, you should not. And I'm a hypocrite too, but it's like, we shouldn't go out and we shouldn't do this. But I'm different. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's like, we're never going to get out of this, you guys. I mean, I can give 10 examples, but it's like, we all just have to like, stay the fuck home.
How many?
Yeah.
I mean, listen,
we're like stay home and then started going on tour. And it's like, what?
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm telling people, fucking stay home. Don't go to your family. You know what I did? I came back. I went to Florida for a month, 2 months into quarantine because I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. I go home, come back, have a panic attack. I go right the fuck back home. You know what I was posting on Instagram during that time? Make sure to wear a mask, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Stay home.
Yeah.
Because you need the Instagram clout. No. Like I'm trying to like, you want to do the right, you want to make sure other people are doing the right thing. And then something happens to you and you're like, well, let me make an exception because of the context, and you're able to like twist and turn context,
yourself out of it. That's the thing. And so I think that is the solution to hypocrisy. And like, I hate that this is something my parents used to say to me too. Like, cause I used to focus on my brothers a lot. And I'd be like, my brothers are such pieces of shit and they're not, but why don't you do this? And you let them do this or whatever. And my parents would go, stop focusing on your brothers and focus on yourself. Are you feeling like a lazy piece of shit? Are you feeling like you did something that you didn't deserve? Then you need to work on you and like look within. Snap.
Yeah.
Irene snapping for my parents.
Because that's not enough people hear that shit. I love my mom to death, but my mom didn't tell me enough, like, you know, you do you, focus on you, develop yourself.
Put your little horse blinders on.
100%.
Because it's so much easier to focus on other people's problems and not your own.
Or achievements.
Or achievements, yeah. And you don't know where they started either. And I always think about it with recycling, because like I'm a big fan of recycling. And
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I love it. I love being in Oregon because I know like something right is being done with it instead of like, yes.
There you go. Bottles in the blue bin, babies. Let's fucking go.
But every time I don't recycle or whatever, and I like just like think, whatever, I'll just throw this bottle away or whatever. I'm like, no, like you would be so mad at somebody else if they did that or whatever. Yeah. And it just makes me feel like the earth is like our body. And like I've been doing leg day and you guys keep eating cake.
That was great. I hope you say that on stage. That was great. Or at least just say it to other people all the time.
I will. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
This is why I have comics on, because they're like, that's a good bit.
Truly, the 2 seconds that Greg Stone and I had a podcast, it would just help us think of bits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is kind of like, just like you were, when I was saying the thing about math, I'm like, this feels like a writer's meeting in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
I feel like the shitty things in the world that happen, that like continuously happen, are because of everybody's like individual hypocrisy. Like, I mean, there's literally like, I mean, you know, if the company fucking like Hummer, who makes the fucking Hummer cars, was like, for every single car we sell, we're planting a tree. You cost 50 trees, you know, but now you got people running to the car dealership because they're like, gotta plant a tree, gotta buy a Hummer. Hey, you know what's insane? She had such a good metaphor, and I'm coming in here like, Hummers and trees, baby. Let's go.
I've had several moments on this podcast where people go, no, to my metaphors.
Oh, so I hop on the day you're having a fucking good one? Yeah, come on.
Yeah. And we're both having good ones. I just like that you said what I was saying too. You're reiterating.
The best way to be smart is to say what someone else said.
Yes. Or, there's this psycho bitch I used to be friends with, and she would just finish your sentence with you. With you. Yes. 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 And then you would be like, oh my God, we're friends.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, that was perfect.
That's scary.
I hated myself internally for doing that for 2 seconds, but hope whoever listened to it laughed because it didn't feel worth it in my heart.
Nana, do you have any more hypocrisy points? Did I cut you off?
No. I think my biggest one, which Joey was also saying, was we would be out of the pandemic if it weren't for everyone's individual hypocrisy.
Yeah. Everybody has like their own like little like scientific makeup of like how selfish you're willing to be in like different like brackets, and like we're all fucking each other over in some
constantly.
way. Yeah.
I don't want to. I guess the last point on hypocrisy, but like I don't want to talk a bunch of shit. But I can't name you how many comics I've seen, and I'm only saying this. I don't like talk shit about comics, but like it's just who's mostly on my Instagram because that's who I'm swiping through. But there are so many comics who I've seen who, I mean, they're talking about. Every single day they're posting about like mental health, about wearing a mask, about not seeing your family. How come on your close friends you're in fucking Cape Cod?
Right.
How come on your close friends you're talking shit about someone else, and then you're gonna hurt their feelings, which affects their mental health? Why are you doing all this shit? It's because online you want the fucking clout of being the guy or the girl who's fucking
a do-gooder,
like, doing the right thing.
Yeah, and I don't know if that bothers me more than the people, like, because there are ones being like, stay home, and then they'll post being out, which I'm like, okay, at least that's honest, but it's like a bad look, and like it's a bad look.
Makes it look like you have no as we say back home, cojones.
Oh, sorry.
You know, you got no backbone, got no spine.
I was going to say it makes it look like you're out of touch and you don't have any friends who are sick or who have been struggling through losing their jobs or whatever. Like, and all you care about is like your rich friends still thinking that you're rich and have it going on and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if I'd rather it be on their close friends' story and not showing it off. But like either way, it is pissing me off.
Yeah. And I mean, I've seen people who post it on their regular Instagram too. And I'm just like, your message is jumbled.
Fakakta. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also the comics that are like super anti-cancel culture, but then they'll just dox a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
people I know who will, this is one of, I think, the worst hypocritical things that like, I mean, people in general, I experience it mostly with comics, but like, let's say you're hanging out with someone and, you tell a joke and it hurts their feelings, maybe because you're just, you know, a lot of roasting is just happening if you're standing outside of a show, whatever. You're roasting, you're fucking around. Maybe you hurt someone's feelings on accident. You didn't mean to, but they really kind of make it a big deal, and you do apologize. You feel like it, you know, you get over it, and but they make a point of the fact that it hurt them. But then they'll say something. It'll hurt your feelings. And then that same person goes, I'm not responsible for how someone takes a joke. I'm not responsible for that. I'm not
that person's a little bitch.
That person's a lunatic.
Yeah, and a lunatic. But yeah, don't dish it out if you can't take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even there.
And I think that's kind of the crux of the hypocrisy conversation.
And then one more is the people who are always like, oh, so-and-so stealing my jokes or stealing my identity. And then you literally see them stealing other people's jokes and identity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah. This one person was like, oh, this more famous person stole my joke. And it's like, oh, honey, no.
They didn't see your joke.
Like, exactly. Yeah. Don't flatter yourself. Also, if your joke is that generic and that like almost border, like if it's so easy to get to your joke, then it's not original. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do want to tell you, Irene, that before you just spoke, I want to bottle up the eye roll you gave and just fucking have it in my pocket on a daily basis. Like, if anyone says anything I don't like, just fucking
boom,
show it. For those of you just listening, I did the face, which you also didn't get to see earlier. So
I will
watch the.
I will put in a eye roll Foley work. Like a ooh.
I should have brought my Foley. Just like on every show that
Your
I'm on.
Foley board.
Zing zang.
Okay, so speaking of which, Joey, you went to a performing arts school, which is very cool.
Thank you. I don't think so.
I think it's very cool.
Oh, I think it's cool. I would have loved to have gone. I think it's super cool.
Yeah, I wish I had accepted wanting to do performing arts early in life.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe because of my new girlfriend, I'm having like this new thought. I'm thinking the same thought I've truly thought my entire life in a different way. And I felt it more in college. But my new girlfriend fucks around with music. Like she does music in her spare time. She like wants that to be she wants that to develop into something big. And I'm just starting out with music also. I've always done it. I've always made funny songs, never made it a career thing.
Joey's bedtime song is my favorite song.
I did randomly think of that the other time too. The other day, I want to
Joey sing as we're counting sheep.
I need to make that into a thing.
I saved it on. If you go to Remy's Comedy Club's Instagram, it is one of our only IGTVs. Is Joey singing me to sleep?
Count your eyes and go to sleep. I did like an Adam Sandler.
Be quiet, don't make a peep.
Beep. I can't believe that one time you came on my live and actually did the whole thing verbatim the way that I did it. I was like, wow, this really affected. But
Ben and I listened to it in the car. Everybody grab your pillow.
Wow, that like affected. That hit my
Have a sip
heart.
of water, baby.
Yeah. Whenever someone like I hope I pray I get bigger in life because I really kind of doubled down on making this my way that I live. But like whenever someone tells me that they like remember a joke or whatever, I was like working out at the gym and like my boss came up, and actually Irene, your episode was like I was feeling like pretty lonely. I was feeling pretty bad. And I listened to you and that first, the way he said it, like that first girl on your show, and you guys just talking about like saying like emo band names for like 3 minutes made me laugh so fucking hard.
Oh my God, that was ridiculous.
I'm like about to do a lat pull down, and now my eyes are about to shut down and cry for 3 hours.
I don't think I would have been able to do this episode if I had not heard that episode, because Irene called you an idiot so many times, and I knew it was like out of respect.
Yes,
and then if she called me an idiot this time, I wouldn't have been able to survive. But now I know.
Oh, but that's like a thing. Like if I like, that's an accurate stereotype. If like a Spanish girl calls you stupid or an idiot, she likes you.
She likes you.
Okay. Yeah.
Shut up, idiot.
Yeah. Why you gotta be so stupid?
Why you gotta be so
like,
stupid?
Yeah. So it's purely out of love. I mean, and Joey's also an idiot, but like, I mean, look at him.
Yeah. So it's really a double entendre.
Joey, please start doing musical like Bo Burnham and shit, and then write a great.
You started in musical theater or performing arts.
Musical
school.
theater. I've done my entire life.
Has everybody been weird about that? Was there the typical, oh, you must be gay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like there was, I remember
even
like,
how he said, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I take it in the ass. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
From my girlfriend. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But they're like, I mean, yeah, I like in my family, my mom multiple times in my life was like, you'll just tell us if you're gay, right? Like I need to know. She's asked there's been a couple times I would visit home, and I don't want to get deep into that, but like
this has been the most Cuban part of the episode, by the way.
You legally you need to tell me if you're gay. It's like how my mom fucking operates. I mean, in my mom's defense, and this is the first time I'm like truly owning up to this publicly. When I got suspended when I was in middle school, and on the way, it was a big deal. I got suspended for 10 days, and then when I would come back, there was only 3 days left of middle school. It was like terrible. I missed the 8th grade dance. I missed everything. I missed the pep rally. I missed everything. And on the way home, because it was such a big deal, and also my parents were like getting divorced, so it was kind of like a big blow up. And I was like acting out. On the way home, because my mom was so angry and disappointed at me, and calling my tios in Miami to come visit an hour north to come and talk to me, and they never did that. She was calling, and they were coming to visit. I told my mom to interrupt all the fighting. Mom, I think I might be gay. when I was 13. To like make my mom completely shift her thought from the fact that I was suspended to be like, but no, now I need to take care of my son. You know, like, it didn't work. But like on top of the fact that I have done theater my entire life, now she's like, well, he did fucking say it when he was 13. Yeah. So I know it's in the back there. There have been girls I've dated. I mean, but they're like, I know you're not. You can't fuck me the way that you do if you are.
And that's how you know he's Cuban and Italian, baby. Yeah. But wait, what did you get suspended for?
I mean,
you don't have to answer.
Having to own up to it.
Okay, no, sorry. You don't have to. You can text me later. Sorry.
I'll text you about it later. Just because it's. I mean.
Group chat
later.
New group chat. Yeah.
I'll tell you guys.
All right.
Oh, what I was gonna say about like how I've been thinking about it is about like having gone to art schools is since my girlfriend, you know, she's been a hard worker her whole life. She got into everything. She just told me today she did get into like Yale, Princeton, Harvard. She got into everything. She's been a hard worker, and now she gets to like have fun. And that's how my dad always told me to live. He's like, work hard now so you get to have fun later. And now we're at the same exact point in our lives. I'm like, oh, she's ahead of me. Like just because I focused on something doesn't mean that I'm like in a
but you also don't know if what ahead of you is, because there's so many, like for such a long time we were told that there's just like one life track or whatever, and now if you read like some of anybody that you admire, if they have like a biography, none of those biographies are going to be the same.
Yeah.
They're not the same track. Like a lot of things are like, oh, I just was fucking around at this job and then like realized that like I liked operations. And then like I started working in the operations department, and then they like gave me the opportunity to like overhaul operations. And now I'm like head of American Express. And it's like, what? Like, but that's literally how some things happen sometimes. And like, yeah, compare and despair, motherfucker, even with your own girlfriend.
That's a huge that's maybe one of the most hypocritical pieces of advice I could give someone is like, just focus on yourself. I spend every single fucking waking minute looking at someone who's more successful than me and being like, and why did that happen?
Everybody does.
Doesn't God know I want to die? Yeah. Why can't he give me something? You know?
Well, he did give you IBS, and
if God gave you one thing, it's a pooper that don't work good.
And not
truly drinking water sets me off.
Yeah. No, but
just even water.
Your IBS and my not being able to come is something that initially I would think was a very bad thing that happened to us. But then it's a thing that like once you come out and talk about it or you make TikToks about it, it actually makes you wildly popular in a way that you didn't realize that was the path that was going to happen.
Because both of you had the balls to be yourself and then be vulnerable about it.
Thank you.
That's why. So I know I'm coming out with my deep voice, but yeah, it's true. So the whole, you guys were yourselves, the whole be yourself. Mm-hmm. You understand yourself to such a point that you're strong enough to be vulnerable with it. Joy was shitting all over the place. And yeah, Remy, like when I heard about your podcast, I'm like, God, this is fucking brilliant.
Aww.
I'm serious because nobody fucking talks about it.
Nobody did. Now they all do. Now everybody's got a TikTok on how to teach you how to come. And I'm like, oh shit, I should have been.
But you started the trend, baby.
I should have been doing this. Where's my check?
You started the train.
No, but it's nice to listen to a podcast. You know, you feel less alone. You're like, this hot girl can't come. I'm okay.
Irene, you stop saying that because we look alike. Do you know one time I ran to Sam Morrison, as hugging him, Sam, and he goes, Irene.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Flattered because Remy's like the size of my thigh. I would suck a dick on camera, wink, swallow, and smile if I had Remy's body. Are you kidding?
No, stop.
Hell yeah, I would run around naked.
No, I think Robin we look very similar, except the foot difference.
I think I just heard the best
foot height difference. But yeah, I did want to talk about IBS for like a hot sec because.
Yeah, I have it right now.
Joey's
okay, wait,
got it.
Right now.
I was going to say, speaking of which, no, can I go pee while you guys talk about IBS?
Yes, go.
Okay,
wait, oh my God, wait. I need to pee so
shit?
hard too. Can I need to pee, and if I get rid of the feeling to pee, I won't have diarrhea.
Okay.
It does. I don't want to explain the science of it. I need 10 seconds. I'll be right fucking back.
Please go.
Okay, you go, Joe. I'll stay while Joey goes.
Well, I was going to say I can kick it off with Robin because Robin's got IBS.
Oh my God.
Okay, great. So Robin, go.
Okay, Robin, not to blow up your spot, but you have a very interesting part of IBS that I have never heard of before. So looking at our stats, how many people are affected by IBS?
In the US, it's between 25 and 45 million people.
Okay.
So
I don't know what that is percentage-wise.
10 to 15% of the Western population has symptoms.
Which is not a tiny percent, not a huge percent.
Quite a few.
There's going to be some of you out there who's got IBS as well. But yeah, you told me about yours that you've never burped in your life.
Yeah, no, never. Drives me crazy.
You
so I could drink like a whole thing of like carbonated whatever, and I will feel like I probably should, and it'd be like relief if I did, but I just can't. And so my esophagus is like a little bit smaller and it doesn't contract the same way as everyone else. So I just get this like gurgling. Sounds like a frog. Drives me crazy.
Robin can't burp. She's never burped in her life.
Oh.
Okay. Brag. We get it. I know. Good for you.
Honestly, I think what I just did was the rudest response to what you just said.
I can't burp, but I can.
But I will say this in my defense. The burp would have been louder if I didn't just run. I just want to say it. But
that would be like somebody coming on episode 1 of this podcast and being like,
sorry, I'm late. I was fucking coming.
Okay, so you can burp. Your IBS is different because she's got IBS and it's a different.
Yeah, so it's like it's this. Part of it's the same as what Joey's going to explain, but it's just like another portion of it. It's like it goes hand in hand with IBS. It's called like functional dyspepsia or something. I don't know. I went back to the gastroenterologist last week because I was like, I just want to burp.
Oh. See,
yeah,
and I had this thought the other day when I was doing one of the most disgusting burps. Like one of my burps are Charlotte's least favorite thing about me, my sister, because they sound and smell like garbage. Like it's just like it's like disgusting. Like you can taste my burps when they happen. And I was sitting in the car with Ben the other day and I like let one rip and he doesn't care because he burps up a ton. And I was like, thank God I found this man. Like I never thought I would be allowed to have someone sexually attracted.
Oh my
to me.
God. Dude, yes. This new girl, I met her. I'm sleeping over her place a lot. And I'm literally, I'm still coy about it. I'm going like, I think I have to go sit on the toilet for just a moment.
Does she know about, I mean, obviously she knows because of the TikToks.
Yeah. I mean, I hid my TikTok from her for like a month and I was just like, I don't know why, like a month in, I was like, listen, I just got to tell you in case you find it without me letting you know. I have a TikTok.
IBS famous.
It's like all about poop. and she went, I know. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, she went to Harvard. You think she didn't Google your ass?
Yeah.
As soon as I told any friend who's a girl, like I haven't told her about the TikTok, they'd be like, oh, she knows. I haven't told her that like I'm like I quite recently out of a relationship. She knows.
Yeah.
She knows everything.
And not that you've been single for a very long time ever in your life, but like when you are single, does it usually take a long time to address the issue or like bring it up?
No. Wait, what issue? What?
IBS.
Oh.
Like when you're just seeing a girl casually, are you like very in your head about like, do I tell her about the IBS? Like, what do I like? Does it ever like affect your sex life?
Yeah, I will say this. When I have sex, I just want to put that out there. I've had it and I do it.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
I love that.
To anyone doubting me, I've been fucking. But when there's been a couple of times where I'll be doing it, and I'll have the impetus to like fart. You gotta fart. You're moving. You're going back and forth. There's gas moving within your body. You're pressing up against another body. It's pushing the gas from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, to the left, to the right, to the wall.
From the windows to the walls.
To the gas about to pass my balls. There's just a lot. There's
this
a lot
bitch
going
about
on.
to crawl away.
But there's like, while I've had sex before, I've been able to sneak out a fart, so I don't have to like worry about it anymore. But there's been many times where if I'm doing it and I'm feeling like I have a fart coming, I literally go, now you need to keep doing the sex and also tighten your asshole so much before you, and I don't know what it is. Every girl I've ever seen, white sheets, you will leave stains. Every single one. And you want them to remember you because dick worked good, you know? You don't want to leave fucking. The reason that M&Ms were made with the candy coating is so that chocolate didn't melt. Yeah. And you don't want and you want to be the M&M coating. You want to be the sweet, colorful thing.
You want to melt in the mouth, not in the hands.
But like after like in between like a month to like 3.5 months of seeing each other, it was just like, are we just seeing each other for fun or like are we gonna date? So like you don't know like how serious you are, whatever. So I don't know how vulnerable I want to be. I want to be hot. I don't know where she's coming from, so I still want to be like the hot fucking guy. So now I will. This is funny. I think one of the reasons that she allows me to have my thing is because on our very first date, Remy, about hours after you saw us, we're hooking up and she vomited all over me.
Wow.
vomited all over me, and I think the bar's set really low for dudes because she was like, I don't know why you left. And I was like, what do you mean why I didn't left? I'm having sex. Like, it's great. No, but I mean, that happened.
Wait.
And then I just have the poop. I have the diarrhea. And she still thinks that's like a terrible thing that happened, that she like had vomited on me that first night.
Yeah, wait, rewind.
Mm-hmm.
We hit a disconnect. Okay, so the first night she threw up all over you.
Yes, she did. The very first night.
And then was that the same night you guys had sex for the first time?
Yeah.
Oh,
hell yeah,
wow.
dude.
I mean,
hell yeah.
I mean,
Woo!
yeah,
Look at
and
these
we were
champs.
we were fucked up. I will say that. Every single bar that we went to,
she puked on you, and then you had sex with her.
Oh, it was during the sex.
What?
And then
Thank you, because I was like, is that the timeline? That's what I initially thought. I'm like, I think homegirl puked while having sex on your boy.
yeah.
Hell yeah,
then
Joey.
did you have to
Yeah.
fart?
I was like, well, if we're just shooting shit out. Like,
This couple just
is
burns it
great.
at both ends.
I love it. I love it.
But I mean, for a while there was like a joke in our relationship. It's like, I could get away with this. She would say, I wasn't saying this. She'd be like, you can get away with this because I vomited on you. Like I've done something disgusting. You haven't done anything yet.
It's one of those things where it's like you accepted love that you think you deserve.
Yeah.
You know, it's like she's like, I expelled on him, so I deserve that he might do the same to me.
I truly think that, let's say at some point while we're in bed, I do shit myself. I don't think it'll ever happen, but let's say it did. This girl would handle it with grace and respect and not make me feel bad about
That's
it.
really nice.
She truly would.
That's really nice.
I mean
That's
that.
awesome.
I mean, even like the other day, I'm like taking a poop in her apartment. She lives in a studio, so you hear
I'm
everything
taking a
in the
poop
bathroom.
in her.
I'm taking a poop. So the other day,
I've been watching too much
shitting in this
porn.
broad.
We were passing the poop back and forth.
We're playing monkey in the middle. Fun fact, no one's in the middle. We're just throwing shit at each other. And she lives in that studio, and I'm pooping during the day. We already had sex in the morning. She's making coffee or something. And I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm going. And for one of the first times, this is the first time, I had like a mildly solid one little pebble, and it made a like sound when it falls in the toilet, and she hears it. And out of the door, she goes, I didn't hear that, because she knew I was worried about it.
That's
She's great.
so cute. There's nothing better, and I'm sure especially for you, but for any person, even if their poops are very regular, there's nothing better than being able to joke about your poops or openly talk about your poops with your person without thinking, oh my God, this is going to color me in their eyes as a disgusting person. Like there was one time my ex was like taking a really difficult shit. I could tell from the outside that he was just having a tough time. And I banged on the door and I said, I'm rooting for you, honey. And
that's really sweet.
I love that. That's great.
That's like one of the sweetest things I've ever heard.
I'd literally be like, what did she say? You're right. Ah! Get the rest of it fucking out. This is for you, babe.
Wait, can I keep you guys for like 10 more minutes?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, I have 2 more
Let's
questions. All right.
I also just like watching you two interact. Like you guys are super cute. You guys should like write together.
I'm down.
We're pretty cute.
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are cute.
When Remy's Comedy Club comes back, usually Joey's late night talk show is after that, and then we'll have like a little 15 minutes at the end of his show where we sing together. So
it's great.
Everybody follow Remy's Comedy Club because we're coming back for quarantine.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so we've talked a lot about how like you got out of a relationship that was like a very, very long-term thing. I'm in a long-term relationship. Irene, I'm sure, has also had long-term relationships. And I kind of just wanted to talk about sex after a long-term relationship and what that is like. And I can't really speak to it right now because I haven't done it in a really long time. I just remember that I was trying to get as many bodies under me as possible and that the sex wasn't really fulfilling. Did you have a similar, or either of you?
I mean, I just initially I was like, well, I guess your boy has to fuck his way through the pain.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, and I really didn't. I think I think I hooked up with like maybe like 2 or 3 girls.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't. I didn't keep track because like there's still a part of me as just like a fucking guy's guy who grew up in fucking Florida around like guys. I want sex to just be like fucking sex. Just like you want to fuck, you get out there, hot stuff, and you fuck. I will say that and when we were like going through the breakup process, I was literally like, oh, I have friends who've like lived full lives. Part of those lives is like dating in New York City. I've had friends going, you've never dated in New York City. It's a great thing. Give it a shot. I'm out there for 1 month. And when I tell you these wrists were almost fucking hamburger hot dog folded, slit in the fucking middle, I hated it. I hated it.
Welcome.
Wow.
Welcome to my world.
You know? But like when I had sex with like the first person afterwards, I felt so empty. Like I hated it. I walked away feeling like there's no better word. I felt like a whore. I felt like a fucking, like I felt it was a sin. Truly. Yeah. I felt disgusting, and it still felt like cheating, even though I was fully single.
Ooh.
Does that make sense?
Yes. I cried. I mean, I think it was the second guy I had sex with after my long-term ex, and I started crying like during fucking him because I was like, this is weird. Like we don't even like you haven't met my family.
Yeah. Shout out to my friend Ella in college. When my high school girlfriend and I broke up, the very first girl I had sex with as a freshman in college, I fully the next day bawled and cried, and then she brought me to her dorm, made me tea, and I slept in her bed while we watched a movie, and she hugged me. What a great thing a friend did for me. I don't like it, but I will say like my new girlfriend, while we were just dating, while we had no idea what it was, I was like, those first couple of weeks, I was like, wow, I am enjoying sex again.
Yeah. So I was like kind of like a serial monogamist in Miami. Like I dated a guy for like 3 years and then 4 years. And then I moved. It's so Joey, are you okay?
I'm like, commitment.
I know, right? You can cut me off whenever, Joey.
No, I put on chapstick and I just wanted to make sure it was applied. Keep going. Monogamist.
That's so funny. The short answer is I can't have casual sex anymore. I thought I could. Jeff and I were kind of like on again, off again. And then when we finally broke up for real, like a couple months later, I didn't see anyone. I didn't like hook up with anyone for a while, but then I did. And I was like, oh, I can do the casual thing. I'm a cool New York City girl. And then it's like, oh no, I can't. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think it's because we all, at least the three of us, I can speak for the three of us. I think we all like downshift into that, like we're so good at being boyfriends or girlfriends. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or it's like, oh, we're going to do brunch, right? And you're going to meet my family, right? And it's like,
it's the same thing of it's easier to focus on another person than yourself.
Oh.
Irene, I'm gonna need a soundbite of you snapping just so I can put them in, so people know that I'm not
Foley.
Just like saying amazing points to silence.
You've been fucking crushing it this whole time. You've been fucking. I feel like I've been snapping more than I've been speaking. Are you kidding?
I feel like it's a sorority meeting.
Joey's in.
I'm like, let's fucking go, girls. Let's fucking grow.
But yeah, no, I see that it's hard when you're a person that gets emotionally invested to have casual sex.
Yeah. The whole, like, I literally, like, I had the same exact thought as you did. Like the whole time I'm like, I truly, the first couple of weeks of me dating this girl, I was like, I don't know you. I don't know you. This is our third date. I don't know you.
I don't know you.
In reality, on the second date, she told me her last name. I forgot it for 2 or 3 more weeks. I forgot it. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's okay. Like, I think the things that we feel are okay. That if it's like, oh, I don't feel comfortable with a person that I don't feel like I know, like, that's fine. Like if you're not, I think it was 20 people I had sex with after my ex. Just to be like, I've had sex with 30 people now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I didn't think my numbers were high enough, and I thought that that's what you do as a single person is like you get under people to get over them or whatever. And like if I try and think of the fulfilling sex I had out of that 20, it's like
2,
0.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Like actual 0 until like not, I mean, I guess Ben and I were having like good sex, but not really. Like the sex was good, but then the next day I'd be like, is my butthole ugly? Why hasn't he called? Like that's, but it's, there's no like being good at single or being good at whatever. It's like literally like find what fits for your little body, what fits for your little psyche, masturbate. If you're not comfortable having sex with new people, get to know your own little self, especially right now when we just should be doing that. And on that note, on this podcast, we have to ask everybody about the first time they came. Can you guys, Irene, I'm going to have you go first.
Yes.
Do you remember the first time you came?
I love that Joey was happy to not go first.
Because I'd be like, it was 1989. This guy's I need to paint a picture.
Humidity was 68%.
I look at my phone.
That's so funny.
Call me back.
Who, your girl? No, you're talking about. Okay, sorry.
I was just making up a
a
noir story about my first cum.
I didn't have sex till I was in college.
But no masturbating?
No, because that's how Catholic I was.
Oh, word. Okay.
Right. And not even because like, like I remember being in front of I remember being in a pool and being in front of the little jets in the pool. And I'm like, oh, this feels good. But, like, what's all that? Because again, I cannot believe I'm saying this in front of my little brother, but here we go. The minute you asked me, I'm like, with Joey, eh? Okay.
That's why I left for the cum for last.
We need to break down the barriers. We're full on people. We've lived lives. Nana, how'd you nut? I'm going to call it Nana Nut. Let's go.
Nana Nut. So the boyfriend that I had in college that I lost my virginity to, he just, God, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. He went down on me till I came, and I kept, and I think he knew how like
so much.
What, me or Joey?
You.
Oh, why? How mortified I am?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know how many girls have told this exact story?
Really? I'm sure. Well, my boyfriend was black and had dreadlocks and then cheated on me. So there's that. That's how you know I was in Orlando, baby.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go Central Florida, motherfucker. My little brother's there right now. I hope he's not getting cheated on. Yeah, keep going.
I hope so too. I mean, Central Florida, everyone's like, what was Orlando like? I'm like, it was fucking weird. It's like rednecks and Puerto Ricans who don't speak Spanish. I'm like, get me out of here. It was like Confederate flags. But yeah, and he was the first person to get me a vibrator. And aside from the cheating, he was great.
Sweet boy. Yeah.
Sweet boy for the most part.
For the most part. Did you, once he had unlocked you, did you try to figure it out yourself?
Oh yeah, no, I was this is great. Yeah. And I have
many a toy.
I don't have that many, but it's just like, here I am saying this in front of Joey. Okay.
It's okay. I have experience.
Nana, I told my full grandmother, whose name was Nanny, about this podcast, and she let me run it out of her home, so we can talk about sex with family.
Oh my God.
Well, see, that's my grandmother didn't. I used to have a joke about it. My grandmother equated my comedy career to prostitution. So you know what I mean? Not every Nana is created equal. Yours is cool as hell.
Nanny, every time I'd leave the house to do a show, would be like, "You still doing that?" Like it was like tough business.
Yeah.
No one's lying.
You're not wrong, Nanny.
People don't respect comedy, but they respect cum.
Oh, put it on a shirt, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my story. I don't know. You can keep asking me. Sorry.
Wait, no, I was just gonna say, Robin, we should make a shirt that says "This is my cum shirt," and it's a shirt that you can get cum on, or that you can like clean cum with it or something, right?
You guys should.
Okay.
This is
let's do it.
Just
and cum.
Ooh, yeah, cum rags. Only because I used to work at American Apparel. Get like the tri-blend ones.
Okay.
You can, if you forget, just message me. But yeah, it's like
we have a lot of debriefing after this episode. We got to gossip. We got to do merch. And before we got to let Joey go because he's got a show. So Joey,
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
As humanly or Joey possible. Do you want to tell us about your first time coming?
It was 1999. I was 4 years. No,
my thoughts were short. My hair was long. Caught somewhere between a boy and man.
So I want to preface this with I started. So me and the homeboys in my neighborhood used to jack off to Bang Bus. I don't know if anyone remembers Bang Bus.
No.
Wait, you mean Bang Brothers? I went to the wedding of one of them.
What?
Shut the fuck
up. Nana's lived a full life. Continue.
What is
Irene?
Is Bang Bus the same as Bang Brothers?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think Bang Brothers
Bang Bus is on Bang Bros network. It's a full network like HBO.
Yes.
But it's for horny butt orgasm. And HBO. Wow, that was stupid.
I liked it.
I reacted to you knowing a Bang Bro as if you were like, I am best friends with Will Smith.
Yeah.
It's big in Miami.
But you know, if you're when you're younger, before you like really start hitting puberty, you could jack off and nothing comes out. Nothing comes out. So there'd be a lot of times I'd be like, oh, if I play with this for a while, it does a little shaky shake, feel good, and then I go about my day. What a weird thing to experience, but it happens whenever I do this. I don't remember the first time anything ever truly happened, such as making a mess.
I think it counts though, even the not mess.
Oh,
like
really?
I think that feeling, yeah. Like there's so many guys who've been like, I was coming before I was jizzing.
Okay. In that case,
it was with your boys.
It was at church. Because I've been trying to write this joke for years. Do you guys think about... Anyway, continue.
Having a come to Jesus moment?
Hey, there it is. Yeah.
One night when my father was saying good...
I'm sorry. That was my fault. I'm an asshole.
When my father was saying goodnight to my little brother and I thought he left the room and that everyone was asleep. And I just started whacking off under my blankets, not knowing yet that it was like a bad thing, but it's still, you know, not to do it around or near people. This is a very private thing. I'm going at it. I think I'm sweating. I'm under the covers. And then for some reason, I think I still felt a presence in the room. So after I'm doing it for a couple minutes, I stop. I go, Dad? And he says, yeah. He's in the room the whole fucking time. He's in the room the whole time. That's the first time I remember explicitly jacking off because
you got caught.
Mm-hmm.
I got caught. I got caught for the cum. I got caught for the nut.
And ever since then, you've been like, is somebody else in here watching
now
me?
I can't finish unless someone's staring right at me.
Holy ghost.
That's the first time I ever remember. But I will say the first time I ever remember truly, I mean, getting right down to it, jizz and all, was I was making out with a girlfriend upstairs in my family's on my couch. And at one point in the middle of making out, she goes, "Can you scoot up?" And I'm like, this doesn't make sense for making out, but okay. And I scoot up and she starts going down on me. And I'm like, I think my life just changed. I think my life just changed. Friends are like, do you want to play basketball? I'm like, nope, I'm busy doing whatever
doing this now.
But I will chase this for the rest of my fucking life. That's the first time I remember anyone ever engaging in that act with me.
Yeah, but was that the first time you made cum, like jizz?
That's like the first memory I have. I don't remember because I do specifically remember the thought of, but not the time it happened.
But it wasn't like, oh my God, this incredible thing is happening, and also I think I just pissed in this girl's mouth, or like something that like you were like shocked.
Or were you already watching porn so you knew that was something?
I was watching porn, so I knew what it was.
See, because girls, at least Catholic girls, like there's no porn, there's no crying in baseball, there's no porn, there's no masturbating. You know what I mean? But Catholic boys, it's like open season. Like they'd much rather you masturbate than be gay, which is fucked.
Yeah. But I remember the thought of you can't do this like late at night in your bed anymore, or just like willy nilly because there's cleanup now. I remember that.
So find a mouth.
God damn it. No, it became if you're pooping, just double down. You got 10 minutes on here anyways. So why don't you just rub one out? So yeah, that's my jack off origin story.
I love it.
I'm sorry, Nana, that you had to hear this.
You guys, this has been so fun.
I just
I'm
had
so
the time of my
glad
life.
we got to do. Did you have the time of your life?
I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. I swear this is true. And I had to stop before you had to pay a lot of money for that song. I swear I'ma come for the first time, gonna not. Okay, I'm done.
Can you tell everybody, Joey, where they can find you on the internet? Find you, follow you, all that stuff.
On Instagram, I'm at Joey Dardano. On TikTok, I'm Joey Dardano Comedy. I have my own podcast, Help from a Hypocrite, and that has an Instagram page. Gonna do a TikTok soon. And you know what? Fucking email me if you want. Joseph Dardano at Gmail. Hit me with anything, man.
Yes.
Send me
You
shit.
want any help?
Yeah, come on. Hit me directly. If you don't want to be on the show, just fucking email me, man. Joseph Dardano. I'll help you out with anything. You need taxes done? I'll get you to fucking TurboTax. I'll get you to fucking, I don't know, JG Wentworth. Who are they fucking called? H&R Block? Let me
877 cash now.
I got you. You want to sell me something? I might turn it down or not, but you'll have eyes on you'll have one viewer, and on eBay that makes me move quicker. If I see someone else looking at it, I want to listen. There's a weird time every day between 4 and 6 p.m. where I have nothing to do, but I don't want to go to sleep yet. Give me shit to do, man.
Email
Down to hell.
me. Irene, let everybody know where they can follow you or email you.
That's so funny. I know. I was going to say, Joey, start an email for the podcast.
Fuck. Okay. I take back what I said. Email me personally if you do. If you want. I'm always down to make a friend. I can't. It's hard to commit extra time to people, but I'm down to make a friend. But help from a hypocrite at Gmail. I'll make it right fucking now. Okay.
Okay.
What a spiral. Yeah. Wow. I mean,
it's an aspirational spiral. You know?
Yeah, no,
it's a spiral that led to something.
It was like, he like shot a star as he was spiraling. On Instagram, I'm Irene S. Morales. I also have a podcast. It's called Dear Nana, Advice from an Idiot. The email on that podcast is dearnanapod@gmail.com. Nobody ever emails me though. So you're already doing, actually I get some emails, but it's more like, we like, you're just going to email me. And I was in a movie recently. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Asking for It.
Yes, girl.
Oh, I have to get better about promoting it. But yeah, I'm the funny one. I'm the funny friend in it. Everybody's funny.
Congratulations.
Quit it.
You know what? The people who are worst at the promo about themselves are actually very talented. So everybody look into these comics who are spiraling, but very talented. And you can also email us. We have a whole email. If you have any questions, go to info@howcomepodcast.com. You want some merch, howcomepodcast.com. We love rating, reviewing, and subscribing. So if you're in the podcast app, do that now. If you have any fan art for me that you've made, well, wouldn't you know that I love that? Send it to me. Email it to me. And that, if you guys have any questions for Joey or for Irene, we usually ask our guests back if there's something that like we left a stone unturned or something.
Oh, I dropped
for like
so
a
many
little
stones.
Patreon or something like that. So you can email us, make the subject line Irene and Joey, or just Irene if you've heard too much from Joey. And
The answer is yes. I don't shut the fuck up.
No, that's why I like it though, because I had nothing to say today. I was like,
and you're like, I have just the guy for this.
yeah, I've got just the guy.
Joey Dardano. Diarrhea coming out of the mouth and the asshole.
Let's go. Double up. Double up.
I also have to ask you guys this. I have to ask everybody this after a sexual experience, which this has been. Joey, did you finish?
Ear.
Okay. Irene, did you finish?
100%. Absolutely.
That's what every girl sounds like when they
Amazing.
fucking didn't. 100. Oh yeah, 100% I came.
Okay, we'll unpack that more in Patreon.
Did you?
But you guys,
100%.
thank you.
Not a single lie. I did.
You guys, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Hey, I'm gonna say it. Usually scared to say it, but look me in my eyes right now. I love you.
I love you.
I mean it.
I love you so much.
I love you guys too.
Somebody get some pickles because we've got a Cuban sandwich.
Yeah!
Oh,
Remy, you're the pickle. You're Jewish. You guys
that's cute.
We are a Cuban sandwich. Are you kidding?
Oh my
Also,
God.
there's a lot of Cuban Jews. They're Jubin. They fucking
so
run
many
shit.
Jubins.
They
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
run
yeah, yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Seriously, you guys, thank you so much. And we'll see you next time on How Come. Goodbye.
Bye. Love you.
It's not you, it's me. I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Oh no, I think that I still got a ways to go. Oh, I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz